Good morning, guys. Welcome to my Monday morning rant for Monday, the 8th of November, 2021. Oh, I feel like I've lost my voice. That's probably because I just had a cigarette. Um, that was probably the most productive week that I've had in so many months, probably since before lockdown. Um, I had something on every day in the calendar, and that usually stresses me out, but it didn't. And I feel really tired, but that's also because two of those days, including yesterday, I drank a bottle of wine for breakfast. But yeah, it started off with Melbourne Cup, uh, where I got together with the whole family, which was so awesome. I had not seen everyone in the one place for so long, and usually I don't even go to the family reunion with Melbourne Cup because I'm a bit anti Melbourne Cup. I have been for many years. I'm not a gambler. I just don't like gambling, and I just got to a point where I wasn't going anymore. But it was such a good excuse to hang out with all the uncles and aunties and the cousins, so I couldn't not go. Yeah, and I still didn't lay down my money. I still didn't place bets, but hey, it was just awesome to catch up with them and have a good meal and see that everyone's doing so well. So that was Tuesday. Then I got the news that my cousin Jess, who's been on the Zen podcast before, she's leaving the nest, and as of last Friday, she's now living in Queensland. So massive move for her, and she's like the black sheep of the family too. She's a lot like me, and ever since she was little, we always used to be in the corner somewhere in family gatherings and just talk about life and stuff. And we get along. I love her. She's great, and it's a big move for her to leave the nest to just try to figure things out on her own, and she's starting a new life, and she hasn't got plans as such, but hey, she hopped on a plane and she's done it. So really truly wishing her all the best, and really excited for her, and very proud of her as well. And I had an awesome shoot with Viv at an Airbnb in Kirribilli. A really strange area. Hey, it's like super affluent, super rich area, but everyone's got their sports cars parked out on the street because houses over there don't have garages. And there's a whole lot of red brick apartments, and they're all done up, but you can just see how old the place really is. And I always find that bizarre about Sydney. Like, some people with all the money in the world choose to live in these amazing areas, but they don't have a lot of creature comforts, But that was an awesome shoot. It was just so good to be shooting outside of home. Even though Viv has been living with me since lockdown, we've hardly shot. And it's just one of those weird things in life. Hey, like, I live next door to the beach, but I'm very rarely at the beach. Whether it's too close for comfort or too much of a good thing. Sometimes, like, I swear I used to go to the beach a shit ton more when I was living in the city. So it's just one of those things. Living with her every day, we rarely shot. But yeah, just shooting outside of the house was really cool because it just forces me to get out of my comfort zone and look for new angles in a new place, figure out where the light's coming from, figure out what I want to do with the light. Yeah, it was a really good shoot. And also shot with Misha Lee. She's an escort, a Sydney-based escort. Shot with her yesterday, and it was awesome. So it really feels like I've come out of lockdown, and the ball's starting to roll again. I'm looking forward to booking more shoots. I need to get back into it. I want to get back into it. My Patreon's not doing too good. I think it's a combination of people just not having the money to spend. People are broke, and it's a big ask. I've got a $5 tier which has a few patrons on it, but my main tier, where I post up completely uncensored photos, that's a $50 tier, and it's $50 US. So it's a huge ask, and I totally understand that some people have messaged me and said they just can't afford the $50 tier anymore, and they've dropped down to the $5. And I get it. I've dropped down from making a couple of grand a month to $600, $700 a month, and I'm just glad that Viv's paying me rent, and I'm staying above water. I blew it all on a brand new TV, as I mentioned a couple of weeks back, and I've run into the red on that, and that was really stupid of me to buy something on credit. I don't believe in credit, but I'll pay that back off really soon and get out of the red, and yeah, lesson learned, hopefully. But yeah, I think the most amazing thing that happened during the week was that I caught up with Karen. She was my first love. We met in the late 90s, and met through friends. And she's my hippie girl. She's from Byron, and she took me out of the city and taught me how to surf. And she had her grandma had a place up north near Grafton at Sand and River, and there's no shops around there. You got to fish for your own food. There's like 2 fridges, so you rock up and you pack those fridges with as much food as you can, and the more food you can pack, the longer you can last out there. And initially it was just going for a weekend, and then we went for a week, and then eventually we were like up there for 3 months. I was just like fishing every afternoon for food, and just how much wildlife there was out there. And like, you've got to, she's a queen out there in the city. She was so out of her comfort zone, but her comfort zone up there is like forward driving like crazy to get there, and driving a dinghy every day up the river out to the sea. It's just like, she's the queen out there, and she really taught me a lot about life and showed me a different side of Australia that I'll appreciate forever, And we were in love. It was one of those situations. When I first met her, she was studying in Canberra, and I used to, nearly every week, or at least every second week, I used to just jump in my car and drive to Canberra to spend the weekend with her. And at some stage in our relationship, I couldn't do it anymore. It was just too big a drive. I woke up at her place in Canberra, and I was crying, and I was like, I just can't do this anymore. I'm so sorry, but I can't do this anymore. And literally that day, she decided to pack up everything, quit the art course that she was doing, just drop everything. And we packed up the car we packed up to the car to the brim with all of her stuff. And then she moved in with me, and we went out for 7 years. And the only reason why we broke up was she really wanted children, and I didn't. And I loved her so much, but I couldn't stall her anymore, I couldn't justify manipulating her and convincing her that we didn't need children. It's what she really wanted. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't have children, and I still can't. In some ways, I'm glad that I haven't had children, because I know it's just so deep in my guts that when they say go with your gut, man, I just don't want children, and I have never wanted children. And we had a really good chat. Last night, and we talked for hours. It was such a good catch up. And Karen always comes up in conversation with my friends. I have a lot of friends that have never been in love before, and it's a topic I really like to talk about. It's like I'm just so happy I've been in love before, and Karen too. We were just talking about it so openly last night. I mean, we were both still really love each other, you know, and I've been out with a few girls for many years, 4 years, 5 years, 7 years. I'm still friends with them, you know. I'm so glad that we broke up on good terms. But yeah, I know a lot of people who've never experienced that, never been in love before, and I really encourage it. You know, like I know it's harder than ever these days, right? Like if you're sitting there on Tinder or something, and you're every time you pick up the phone, you're judging people on how they look, and you're swiping left. I'm like, fuck, man, that's just it's making you a bad person. It's not how it's meant to be. I still believe that you're meant to meet people through people. You're meant to meet people through your friends. It's like your friends are a filter. They're a filter, and if they're already friends with someone, then chances are their friends are good people, and you might find a good person through good people. It makes perfect sense, right? And then you're not meeting on an app. You're not judging someone on how they look, or the 5 lines of text they've written under their photos. And yeah, I really wish that for people to fall in love. And it just seems like a whole lot of people out there, though, are looking for someone that's exactly like themselves. And that's just not how it works. Karen and I are such opposites. But yeah, I don't want to go into too much details, and I don't want to sound like I'm preaching or nothing. But yeah, like I really do appreciate all the times that I have fallen in love with someone, and you know, slept with the same person in the same bed for years and years, and you just become one. And tackling life and everything that life has to throw at you when you do have someone by your side is just so much easier and so much more rewarding. And it's great when you finally figure out that it's got very little to do with you, and it's got a lot to do with hard work, and acceptance. But yeah, mostly hard work. But yeah, fuck, my head is in the clouds. And it's usually the way, hey, I'm usually hungover on these Monday morning rants. I was really close to not doing this one this morning. Just had such a big week. I'm kind of looking forward to doing nothing today. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Sorry, not sorry for a foggy, disjointed Monday morning rant. But I hope everyone does have a good week. And I shall definitely catch you guys in the next one. See yous.